Hello, this is a pick a deck reading, and this one will tell you what surprise may lay ahead in your future. So you want to pick the deck or the item that first attracted you. That's always the best option to go with. So we have the Mad Hatter here in the front. Then we have the Brown Owl, the Desert Rose Rock, and the Purple Bear. That's a little purple bear. So choose which one first attracted you. You could use the one that attracted you the most, but it does tend to go with the first one that caught your attention. And I will leave timestamps so you can jump ahead to your reading. Okay, see you there. So this reading is for those of you that chose the first deck with the Mad Hatter. These are brand new cards I got as a gift. And so it's the Queen of the Moon Oracle cards, in case you're interested. So let's take a look. So the first card that you have here is Action. And I think it's a waxing gibbon moon. Of course, I could be reading that incorrectly. Let me just double check. Sorry. Yeah, waxing gibbous, I guess. I'm probably totally butchering the pronunciation. Anyway, new cards. So let's take a look. So the colors of the rainbow in the dress are really showing up. So it seems like it's going to be a good surprise. Whatever's going to come into your life, it seems like things are going to start to improve. So if you've been having difficulties, if you've been having, this feels like you've been having trouble with other people, perhaps, if that's going to start to change, that's going to start to lighten up. Because it feels like the negative people are going to fade away into the background and more positive, beautiful people are going to be coming forward. You know, beauty is internal, right? I mean, it can be external as well, but for this reading, it's internal. People of real substance, more on the spiritual side of life. So it looks like you're going to be making new friends. And it really feels like there's going to be quite a change in your life. Again, like a lot more positivity. Things will be flowing more freely, more abundantly, more beautifully. Like you will be surrounded by good people. Um, even your home, there seems to be improvements with your home. I don't know if you'll be moving or renovating or decorating, but there's looks like improvements coming to your home life as well. Okay, so Spirit said to move on to the next card, which is Fear. Now I'll try to read the small print, and this is waxing gibbous as well. Okay, there we go. Phase of the moon. So in this card, I'm not sure if you could see in the picture, I don't know if I held it up long enough, but there is a character sort of in this opening or cave type of idea. They're kind of hunched, bent over, kind of like in a fetal position. And so how this is coming through is that perhaps you've been afraid to move forward in life. Maybe you've been holding yourself back from following your dreams or following your ideas, changing your life. Maybe that is something that you've been putting off, because we can get stuck in routine. We can get, sorry, the word has escaped my mind, but you can get used to things as how they are, and then change can seem discombobulating, frightening, and but it seems as though it's self-imposed. That's what's coming through in this reading, is that it's self-imposed. That there is a cage up here with the birds, right? The birds are flying around, and there's that cage there, and so it's like you're imposing that cage on yourself. So it's like, this is you, this is also you. You're doing this to yourself, is what's coming through in this reading. And so it's something you're going to need to overcome. And I think what's happening in the first card is going to be helping you with this aspect, that it's okay to move forward and try something new. And you can do baby steps, right? You don't have to jump in to the deep end, right, of the pool. You can take the steps or the ladder carefully down into the shallow end first to get there. And perhaps you should try little things to build up your confidence to get you where you want to go. Okay, so the next card we have here is blossoming. And this is flower moon. So I'm hearing everything's coming up roses. Okay. So yeah, I think because this any sort of obstacle that you have is self-imposed, it's something that you can work on and overcome, and at your own pace. Okay. But once you do, once the negative people start moving away and you start removing the negative people, right? It's, in a way it could be seen as though you're removing. There's still strings attached to the negativity, but you're trying to get it away, trying to leave it behind. So continue work on that, okay? Or work on it if you haven't been doing that yet. Because once the negative people go away, once you start to remove your self-imposed sort of prison, and the better people come through and things improve for you, it looks like things are going to be really good. And I think attached with this, with the new people coming into your life, a better standard of people, a better, less toxic, right? That along with that is going to come greater, better, more wonderful opportunities for you. It just socially, career-wise, perhaps even romance-wise for some of you. Things are going to be improving. It looks like it's almost as though there's a hill of flowers building up underneath her. And so that's sort of what's happening with you, is you're building up and moving up slowly, as though you're rising up onto a mountain type of idea. And you're just getting better and better and better things coming your way. Okay, so Spirit said to move on to the last card. And we have release here, which is interesting because looks like butterflies being released. And you had the birds that were trapped in this one. And this is the waning crescent, in case you want to know what phase of the moon it is. So I am getting here, like, things aren't going to go completely perfect. Happily ever after doesn't really exist in this life. But we can strive towards that. But, you need to improve all aspects of your life. Spiritual for sure, mental, emotional, and physical. And so it looks like you're heading there, but not everything's going to be completely perfect. So if you're thinking, oh, that's wonderful, my life is going to be simple from now on. I don't know that anyone has a simple life, but things are definitely improving. And if you are focusing in the right direction on the right things, and we always it's human nature to kind of slip up. So if we've been getting rid of toxicity in our life, and if we've been improving ourselves and improving the people we're around, there's going to be slip ups, right? You're going to, like, the fall off the wagon type of idea, then get back up, right? And so that's a normal part of the process. So yeah, try not to get too overly enthusiastic that the rest of your life is going to just fall into place perfectly. Okay, there is still going to be some work to this. However, as the cards have indicated, things are definitely going to be improving for you. Okay, yep, that seems to be it. I hope that's been helpful. Thank you so very much for watching. Hello, so this reading is for those of you that chose the second deck, the one with the brown owl. It might not be showing up too clearly there, sorry. I don't have the best lighting. I apologize. So the deck we're using is the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I know there's meanings to all the cards, however, with the way I read cards, it's whatever comes through at the time, so just bear with me. Okay, so the first card we have here is the Eight of Cups. So I have a feeling here there's some despondency, there's some feeling of wanting to give up, of, things are so bad, it honestly doesn't seem like they can get worse. I certainly hope they're not going to get worse, but there's a feeling of you just can't deal with it. It's just too difficult, almost like you don't want to try anymore. And I know these feelings can come and go, but it does feel like perhaps most of your time you feel this way, that it's just, what's the point anymore, right? Okay, so the next card we have is the Three of Cups. And these ladies are celebrating something. So there does seem to be some good coming your way, okay? And I know that might seem really hard to believe right now, if you're, in this mode. So let's see what's coming through. Yeah, there's going to be a celebration. I'm hearing from Spirit new life. Good things coming. It's almost that when you least expect it, right? That's when things can turn around for you. Yeah, it does feel like there's renewed hope for you in the future. So try not to, let despair completely take over. Yeah, Spirit just keeps saying there's something new coming your way. So, try to hold on to that. Yeah, they're saying it's going to be good. Okay? And I mean, there's varying degrees of this despondency that we can feel, right? Sometimes it can be fleeting, sometimes it can be overpowering. So, and this reading's for different people, so you could be at different levels. Okay, so the next card we have here is the High Priestess. So there's a balancing needed. We have the black column and the white column. There's a balancing in your life that's needed. So you might want to look at your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual life, and see, is there a balance there? Is anything missing? Have you been neglecting any of those aspects? Is that something that you need to be working on? So try to get that balance, because if there's a lack in any area, you're going to be off kilter, and it will affect how you feel, right? So there is a need to really look at, are things balanced in your life? Are you overly focused on career, and then so you're lacking with family connections, or hobbies, or just relaxation, having fun? So look at that. Or it could be, something else, and maybe you're too focused on family, and your work is suffering, and you might lose your job, type of idea. So you need to really kind of make sure things are as balanced as they can be, depending on your situation. But try not to lean one way or another. Try not to overdo things in some parts of your life and underdo things in other areas. Okay. Okay, your reading got an extra card. I don't know why, but anyway, everybody got 4, but you got 5. So your next card here is Judgment. Okay, so judgment can seem like a negative thing, but in your case, this is going to be a good thing. So if you have some legal issue, it does look like it's going to go your way. It will work out what's best for you in the long run. Okay. Also, it looks like people are going to be looking up to you. They are going to start to recognize who you are, what you've been doing in life. And so I think there's recognition going to come around your way, and that can really help with this despondent feeling, this feeling down, and that nobody appreciates you, and but I think you're going to find out that many people do, more people than you were expecting. And so I'm seeing a lot of love coming your way, a lot of recognition and attention. So there's going to be a turnaround in that, where if you feel as though you've been alone, that suddenly you're going to have people around you that really care about you and who you can rely on. They're going to be there for you. Okay? It's not a fleeting thing, pat on the back and they walk away. No, this is people that are actually going to invest in you and your well-being and your welfare. Okay? Okay, yeah. Spirit said to move on to the next card. So what we have here is Strength. And right away I'm getting that you have a lot more inner strength than you might realize. Okay? And I have the feeling like strength might be sort of a theme for you lately. How strong are you to get through the negative stuff that's been bringing you down? And are you strong enough to take an honest, as objective as you can, look at your life and say, okay, what's missing? What am I overdoing? And really get that balanced. And I think you have that ability. And I think once you're getting this recognition and getting the people and care that you're needing, you're going to even be a stronger person so that you in turn can turn around and help others, right? So it's like, perhaps in this case, she is opening this lion's mouth because there's something wrong, something stuck in his teeth or something that's causing a problem, like a thorn in the paw, right? That the mouse came and took out. And said she's gonna even go into his mouth and help him. So you have that strength, that ability, and it's going to be coming through for you in more ways than one, I'm being told. And you will be able to be sort of a beacon of light, a beacon of hope for others as well. And it's going to take that encouragement from other people to help you find that strength, or the strengths that you have in life that can be used to promote yourself and help others at the same time. Okay, so Spirit said that's it for this reading. I hope that's been helpful. Thank you so very much for watching. So this reading is for those of you that chose the Desert Rose Rock. And the cards we're going to be using are the Celtic Spirit Oracle cards. Okay, so the first card that we have here for you is Gwyneth, the Mother, Nurture, Present. So I'm getting that the surprise for you is going to be someone from your past getting in touch with you. Someone you haven't heard from in a while. This could be, for some of you, this could be a love interest. Maybe, your first love when you were young, and they are returning into your life now. For some of you, this could be a reconciliation, a family or friend who perhaps you parted ways. And, it doesn't necessarily mean that there was arguments or disagreement. It could just be maybe they moved away. And you haven't seen them in a long time, or you've lost connection. I mean, that happens with people over time, right? But yeah, it seems like you're going to be connecting with someone from your past, and it looks like it's going to be very good and pleasant, and a bit surprising. It could be surprising in how you are reconnected, in the way that happens. You might bump into them shopping or something. It might be, you go away to a conference or something and they're there. But however it's going to come through for you, it does seem like there's going to be a bit of surprise on how you reconnect with this person. And for some of you, it's going to be a surprise, I think, to hear from them at all. Okay, Spirit said to move on. So the next card that we have here is the Morrigan, Power, Courage, and Strength. Oop, sorry, banging into things. So there is something negative here, something that needs to be cleared out. It does not feel like it's this person. The person that's coming through in this card from your past, this does not seem to be the same energy. Okay, so I'm getting, for some of you, this might be a person who might be jealous of the first card, right? The person coming through in the first card. The person in the second card may be very jealous of them returning to you. So, if you're in a relationship and your first love comes back into your life, then the person you're in a relationship with right now might not be too happy about that. So there seems to be some sort of jealousy going on here. I'm hearing envy, avarice. I'm not. This person might act out on their negative feelings, but it does feel as though they are very clingy to you. Um, so if it's not a person that you're involved with, it could be someone who is almost like stalking you, um, wants to possess you type of thing. And so it's like they want to monopolize your time, they want to control your life. So they're really not going to be happy with the person that suddenly re-enters your life. And I think there is even a chance here for some of you that when the person in the first card comes back into your life, it might actually open your eyes more about the person in the second card. And you might start to realize just how manipulative or how negative this person is and how they've been behaving. And it might not be that the first person points this out, but that you're, by engaging with this person, seeing how they are, it shows you how this person behaves. And so it can open up your eyes to the situation. Yeah, okay. I was trying to see if there's more to be said there, but Spirit said to move on to the next card. So let's see. So the next card we have here is Shaman Spiral, Awareness, Practice, Connection. So this feels like a feminine energy. This one feels distant somehow. So for some of you, this could be an ancestral thing. For others of you, it could be a like a distant wise woman. That could be like a grandmother or a great aunt. It might not even be a relative. It could just be, an elder of some type, a spiritual person. I have the feeling they live at a distance from you. So I'm being told that you could go to them to seek advice. And it sounds like they could advise you on how to deal with the person in the second card, how best to deal with that, and how best to sort of either remove them from your life if you have to, or learn how to communicate with them in a way that's going to show them sort of the error of their ways. If you think this is a person that may not be aware of how they're treating you, that, because many of us have grown up in dysfunctional families, many of us are not aware of our own behavior. And so if it seems like it's a person who would actually be receptive and understanding and want to improve themselves and change, then I think this person can help with that process. Okay, they can give you advice and they may even be able to help the person in the second card to improve that. Okay, Spirit said to move on. I hope this is making sense for you. Okay, so the next card we have here is the Weavers, Fate, Manifestation, Decisions. So I'm hearing the spider is a master weaver. So there is a caution here that this person may be so manipulative that they may listen to what you have to say, what you've learned, the advice you've gotten. I'm being told now it could even be from a book, from someone, a wise person. So be very cautious and careful that they're not just manipulating you. Oh yeah, I can change. Oh yeah, I'll change. And it's only temporary, right? You know, like you ask somebody to do something, and they, oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll get to it. 3 days pass, nothing's been done. You know, um, and you remind them, and then a week passes, it still has. You know what I mean? Or they do it. Sure, they change for a couple of days, and then they just go right back to how they were. That they're not actually trying. They'll just tell you that they're trying, but you know, are they going for help? Are they getting counseling? Are they actually putting in an effort? Because if they aren't, you really have to think about that. Okay? Really be aware of that. And you're going to need to decide, do I still want that person in my life when they're just, you know, pulling my strings, right? They're weaving a web around me to try, you know, of manipulation to try to keep me entrapped in their life. All right, so be really, really careful and cautious of that. But I hope you'll be able to, you know, get the truth, see the truth, and work that out. Because to me, the blue sort of sky in the background, the blue coloring here, to me, that's the truth that is there, just behind that web. And so you know, the web isn't complete yet. You haven't been completely entrapped by this person, so you can still get through or see through to the truth behind it. Okay, I hope that's making sense. And I hope this reading has been helpful. Thank you so very much for watching. This reading is for those of you that chose the 4th deck, the Purple Bear. And the cards we're using are the Mystical Journey Oracle cards. Okay, so let's take a look. Divine Being is your first card. So there's some, oh, okay, sorry. Sometimes messages come through kind of quickly. So what I'm getting is that you've been doing a lot of inner work, um, working on your spirituality, or at least contemplating and thinking about it. And what I'm getting here is you're going to have like an epiphany. You're going to have an awakening, a realization, something that's going to sort of kickstart things. So if you've been contemplating or thinking about, I'd like to get into my spiritual side more and see what's out there, it's going to be kind of like uh, what I'm hearing is kind of like a boom, you know, boom. Suddenly, you know, you kind of get shaken and realize, oh wait, this is what I'm looking for. This is the path I've been, you know, sort of wanting to find. For those of you that have already been doing this work, I think again there might be a surprise here in that perhaps you've been sort of following one path, one trail type of idea, one spiritual way of being, and then suddenly bang, there's this whole other area that suddenly you're aware of that really resonates strongly with you. Okay, hang on, what's this now? And so I would recommend, and Spirit's recommending that you take a really good look at that, because that might actually be what you've been looking for. It's almost like close but no cigar. Like you've been very close to what it is you know, where it is you want to go and what it is you're trying to follow, but wasn't quite right. And suddenly, bang, here it is. What's this? It's kind of laid out in front of you. Oh, this is exactly what I've been looking for. This is where I want to go. This is the direction I want to head into now. And so it looks like that is going to be happening for you. And Spirit's saying that's going to be happening soon. Now, Spirit's idea of soon and hours can be very different because time moves much slower for them. So for them, something that happens soon, for them might seem like it's going to be a short time, but for us, it could take months or longer, right? So don't get too caught up on that. For some of you, it might happen very quickly, and for others, it might take a little bit longer, but still is going to happen soon, and that it's not going to happen, far into the future, one would hope, anyway. I know for me, Spirit told me when I moved to the place that I currently live in that not to bother unpacking because I wouldn't be living here long enough. And that was 6 years ago. So for them, time is very different than it is for us. Yeah, so keep that in mind, okay? So the next card we have here is Rebirth. There's something haunting coming through in this card. And that's sort of new for readings. Something haunting. This could be, okay, this seems as though, that you've had trauma. You've had a lot of pain and suffering in your life in the past. So this could be from your childhood, your teen years, perhaps even as a young adult. There seems to be like the surface of her skin seems to be splitting in this card. So I'm getting that there's, like breakage, almost like you feel as though you've fallen apart, or maybe your family has broken up. There's been separation. And she has sort of like that dark patch in her chest, almost like there's a hole in your heart that you're not complete, that maybe parts of you are missing. And so like I think there's still some healing to be done here, which perhaps when you're getting this new sort of path, there can be help for that. You may need to look, if you want, you can look into seeing if you yourself want to look into doing shamanic work, or if you can find a shaman who can help you with soul retrieval. That is something you might need to do, to go back and repair the damage that has been done. But it is part of our inner journey, to heal the damage, to get it's you want to say get past it, because it's always going to be a part of who you are in this life, but to work on healing it so that it's not causing you undue depression or stress or anxiety. And like I said, it's part of our healing spiritual practice to help us, make progress, but also to help us when we're dealing with others to realize that, yeah, other people have gone through pain and we wouldn't want anyone else to have to go through what we've gone through. So it is an important part. It also helps us to develop our compassion and empathy. So it is a really important part of any spiritual practice. So if you have gone through this type of thing, trauma or abuse, or just a lot of negativity, toxicity in your early years, that has made you the person you are today, which has probably propelled you and prompted you into doing the inner work that needs to be done. Okay, Spirit said to move on to the next card, and that says taking back your power. I do not read these cards at a time, so I'm always surprised when how fitting they are. Okay. Sorry. So, yeah, again, it's doing that inner work, learning what you need to do to heal, to comfort yourself, bring all your missing parts back to become a complete and whole person, so that you can, feel one with the universe again, so you're not so scattered, you're not so easily startled or triggered. And so there's this whole empathic healing going on. And there are other ways of healing from childhood trauma as well. There's a variety of things you can do. I know there's quantum healing. There's the soul retrieval. There's different things that can be done, but these are things you need to work through. As if we ignore them and try to push them down, which quite often can happen when we have addiction issues, is we're imbibing or taking part in those addiction and those habits because we don't want to deal, we don't want to take a look at it. We're scared of all the negativity that's attached to it, and we don't want to feel bad and sad. But actually, we need to work through that. We need to feel it, to process it, to understand it, and move beyond it. So yeah, it looks like there's a lot of work to be done on healing self, and it really feels like this new path that suddenly surprisingly comes your way is going to really help you advance to get where you need to get. And the last card we have, again, totally perfect fitting, eternal self, which we're all eternal beings. You can't have nothing, then have something, and go back to nothing again. That's impossible. And so we have always existed. We will always exist. So we are eternal, and that's part of the process that you're working on, and the discovery that you're going to be making. And this new path that's coming through. I mean, look how similar the visuals are for this, right? Like the new path, like this is a little more scattered. There's more stuff going on outside, but there is internal work going on in this first card, and it's finding that external path that's going to help you to get to here, right? And so with this card, there's not anything going on outside of self, because everything is within your eternal self. And so it's making that discovery and making that progress. And so I think you're really going to advance spiritually, but also just advance for your own well-being, for your own happiness. Okay, Spirit said that's it for this reading. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so very much for watching.